Hello folks, welcome to another video. Bit of a different one this time. I've actually got 3, maybe 4 cars to look at today to purchase. The first one is in Essex, which is a silver Mark 1 1.8 auto. So we're going to hit that one first, and then we're going to kind of detour on the way back via Sittingbourne, hopefully, and look at two cars there. One of which is a really rare Jasper Comran in silver, and the other is a blue Unos S Limit. I think it's an S Special in Laguna Blue. Got the trailer with me, so I think the one in Essex, if it's good and we're happy with it, I should be bringing that one back, looking at the other 2 in Sittingbourne on the way back, and then drop that car here and then go to the other one, which is a crash damaged one in just down the road from us in St Leonard's. So yeah, busy day, lots of driving, and I'll catch up with you when there's something interesting to talk about, or if I'm at the car. All right, see you in a bit. Okay folks, I'm actually at the second location now. I did go to the first location where the automatic Mark 1 was, and I have picked that up, but the location there was so tight that I had to be really quick because I was blocking the road. So this one I've just pulled into has been a bit hairy because I'm right on a main road here, and I've just had to reverse into this drive with the trailer, and that was fun. So right, I'm going to go and meet the owner of these, and if I can get some information on camera I will, and what I'll do is the one that I've bought is I'll try and stop somewhere on the way back to run through what we look for when we're looking at buying a car, which will be very useful for you guys. All right, okay, well, this is probably actually the best place to show you what we found on, or what we bought with the automatic Mark 1, because this is probably the quietest place I'm going to get. So this is a Mark 1 Unos. It's a 1.8 automatic. Now the 1.8 automatic is kind of far superior to the 1.6. The gearbox is better and you don't get saddled with the low horsepower engine. If it was a 1.6, probably wouldn't have been that interested in it because it does need a fair bit of work. So if I just run through where we sort of start our searches, obviously usually the seals. This one did actually pass the MOT, which I'm surprised about, but obviously that's had it, and the rear box section, or rear cylinder plate, is pretty much the same. So this will need to have a arch as well because of that. The other side, it's not as bad. It's got a bit down here, and I'm not sure about this yet, to see how bad that is and whether that turns into an arch repair. Next place to look is the bottoms of the front wings, and you can see that these are starting to blister, so that comes from behind again, like the rear seals. So that will need a new wing, or we'll do a lower wing repair. We might do that in this case because it's silver. It makes it very difficult for matching, although I've just noticed some damage there, which we'll have to paint anyway, so maybe that wing will get changed. Other side. And this side's a bit worse again, so the wing's worse, and then we've got a bit of corrosion on the front of the seal. So when we remove the wings, we always deal with treating the front of the seals anyway. That'll probably clean up, might need some welding works. If it does, and we'll deal with it. The other areas might be a bit difficult for me to show you on here. I don't think I can get the camera to do what I want it to do. Sorry if that's gone the wrong way. We look around this area here. This is on the floor rail. It's a little bit crusty just there. It might clean up, it might need a repair. The other side's really good. We then look here. So this is becoming a common problem. You'd have seen that on some recent videos where we've been doing repairs on windscreen surrounds. So that's going to need dealing with. We need to look at the bottom of the doors. All good there. So that's fine. You're looking around here and here, but that's all good on this car. Nothing to worry about there. Let's check the other side. So the other side, same problem in there. So probably be windscreen out on this one. Wings are going to come off anyway, so we'll be looking at that. Let's pop the headlights up. On Mark 1, you don't need to worry really about the chassis rails unless they're bent. That's the only time they get any damage, but if they're bent anyway, you're probably going to be walking away from it. Anyway, we'll just get the right, so you want to look underneath the headlights, this seam here, make sure that's all nice and crisp. We have seen corrosion around there. Good on both sides. Make sure this area is nice and straight, and if you can see it, you want to look at the cross member under there, make sure that's straight, which it is on this car. You also, on every car, whether it's short nose crank or not, start the engine up and make sure the bottom pulley is running true. I've checked it on this one, and it is. We've got the common problem of leaking cam cover gasket and cam angle sensor O-ring, then you're all doing that. So that's just something you have to do. And then you're just looking around all the usual areas of, what is the paintwork like, making sure everything works, things like electric windows. Sorry if it's a bit noisy. Things like electric windows, making sure they're all working nicely. What's the paintwork like generally? How much of it you're going to need to paint? Colour matching. With front wings, it's always a problem with colour matching because they abut so many panels that if you're doing 2 front wings, you're almost painting the whole front of the car to get everything to match. So, they're things you've got to consider. But on the whole, that is a pretty nice car, and we'll be dealing with that, repairing that soon, and it'll be appearing on the website. Yeah, good on that. Right, now on to these two. So these are both up for sale. I'm actually looking at these for the first time in detail with you, so you'll be finding things as I find them. Hopefully you can hear me because we are on a busy road. So, obviously we can see it's been standing for a while. That's not too off-putting for us. Let's have a look at the sill on this side. Didn't bring a torch with me, unfortunately. So what I'm doing here is I can feel that around here the spot welds are missing, and then I'm feeling under here, because where that meets this area here, this panel comes down and you should be able to feel a seam along there, which I can sort of feel, but not that much. Now what's concerning me is I can't see any spot welds there. They start here and I've got a blister there. So I don't think this is original. I think something's been done. And in actual fact, I can tell it's not. This here, if you can see that on the camera, hopefully you can, that there is the wrong shape. That lip shouldn't be quite so tall, and it should be radiused on the end there, so it's definitely had some work. It's probably had a piece put in there, but obviously we're going to have to deal with this and make sure that everything's good. Now, the next place I want to look is up in here at the top of the sill end plate. Usually if you've got a blister here, the top of the sill end plate is not very happy, and you can hear that. So that's starting to go. So that sort of turns this into, to get this right, we don't know how it's been repaired down here, so this would turn this into a rear sill and arch, because to get that sill end plate out and replace it, you have to cut up to about here somewhere anyway. So we would probably end up doing a sill and arch repair on that before we put it up for sale on our website. The rest of the arch is starting to the arch lip's starting to deform a bit, but it doesn't feel too bad. I think that's probably savable. Is it open? No, I've got keys, hang on. What did I do with them? What did I do? Okay. Right, that's the Mark 1 one. So quite an interesting interior in this one. I'm not sure what those seats are for. When I was looking at the photos before I came out to this, I thought these were red Jasper Conran seats because I didn't see the back. All I could see was the base. And the car next to us is actually a Jasper Conran. So I don't know what they're from. if anyone else knows, well, maybe they just retrimmed seats, but we've got some quite nice parts in here. Check whether that's a I don't think that's a KG Works, I think that's a reproduction. And then we've got some other nice bits and bobs, so yeah, liking how the interior's looking. Up in here, yeah, we've got the same problem. So it's all starting to go. So same issue on that one. As I say, that's becoming very common. Looking down here, you often get a little bit of blister in there. It's usually because this metal plate has started to wear the paint off. It's not usually serious. Same that side. Right, I'm gonna need to try and get down and look at that. Get the keys on the seat there. I'll try and look at that floor to sill panel on the bottom of the front wing. Bottom of the front wing I think is okay. Feels pretty good. I'm gonna have to just have a feel. I'm not gonna be able to show you that floor rail because the car's too low, but it is a bit crusty. And I'm gonna just run my hand along the whole sill lip. Oh, this has got, yeah, we've seen this before. I'll have to show you on a ramp if we buy the car. It's got a reinforcer that's been bolted to the sill along there. I've seen that before. I'm just pushing on the jacking points here to see if they're, yeah, rear, you hear that? See if you can hear it. The rear box section's gone, so that is going to need a full rear sill repair, rear arch repair. Right, let's just have a look at the other side. I'm just going to have a look at the door on the other side. Got some nice Watanabe wheels, 15-inch ones as well. It's very nice. Inside this door shut. Same issue, all okay there. Same issue up in that area there. You can see it's starting to go. Meantime, I've had a quick look at this sill, and although it looks okay on the outside again, if you can hear again, hopefully you can hear that. It's the jacking point's completely gone. So it's both and the rear box section. Sill end plate. Upper is actually okay. This one I think the arch is better, so it will end up being a lower repair on this one. Bottom of the door I've checked looks okay. Right, so next step is let's have a look under the bonnet, because I'm not sure if this has got anything interesting under there. Being attacked by a tree. One sec. Okay, we've got no bonnet stay because it's got the arc inlet chamber in there, which is quite nice. Not sure what this is though. What's that about then? Have a look at, is it water injection or something? Could be. We've got a aftermarket 4-branch manifold, aftermarket rad, and the strut raise. It should be an S Special 2. Let's have a look, see what it says on the sticker. It's the S Special. See that on there? SP, that's S Special. Right, what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to see if it starts up. Let's have a look in the boot first. Hang on. Right. No. I always just have a quick look for sort of accident damage around here. I'm not seeing any issues there. Look underneath. I can't get underneath it very well, but we've got some upgraded anti-roll bars, some aftermarket coilovers. Not sure what they are. A few strut braces and stuff like that. So a few bits and bobs. Right, let's give it a start up, shall we? rained on now. Started up fine. No battery in it, so no reason to believe it started beforehand. So I want to look at that bottom pulley. It's going to be a little bit tricky because of the arc chamber. I can see it running through, so I'm happy with that. I'm just going to check a few things like oil and water, but nothing too concerning there. So I'm just going to cast my eye over a few bits without the camera, and then I'll join you in a minute looking at the silver Jasper Conran, of which there was only 100 of those made. So quite a good one to get hold of and restore. Catch you in a minute. Okay, well, happy with what I can see on that blue one. I mean, it needs some work, but it's got some interesting pieces on it. If we can get it for the right price, we'll probably rescue that. Right, onto the Jasper Conran. Now this is a Mark II, so we've got similar places to look. Seals, I can already see, obviously they're going to need doing. Arches, we've got some blistering here, so that's probably going to end up being still an arch repair. Other side I'm going to struggle to get to it because it's so close, but I think it's going to be the same situation. To assume that on both sides. I'm just going to hide from this rain and we'll come back to it. Look inside. This is what's nice, I do like these. So this is what a Jasper Conran in silver looks like, of which I only did 100 because they were, I think, about £4 more expensive than the black equivalent. Does look good, and it's pretty tidy in here, which is good. There's a bit of work to do there on the seat, but that's quite an easy fix. But yeah, I think that looks quite good. Let's have a look under the bonnet. So yeah, in that area there, you can see on this one, it's pretty much the same structure on Mark 1 and Mark 2. But you can see this one is a lot happier. So yeah, no work required there. Bottoms of the doors, all looking good, I think. Yeah. Let's have a look at the floor, front wing. See, Mark II tends to be a bit less rusty than Mark II and a half, believe it or not. I mean, that's not always the case, but that floor rail seam looks okay to me. I'm gonna run my hand across the whole seal. Yeah, looks alright. Sorry if some of this camera work isn't great. Alright, and the dreaded chassis rails. What have we got in there? Yeah, I'll turn the steering wheel in a minute. I can't see it very well, but I think that's going to need work, which is kind of to be expected. Under here, all looks normal. Not seeing any problems. See if I can look at the bottom. I'm going to use the camera to look at the bottom of this wing, because I can't get in there. So the inside of the chassis rails, let's get the camera to point where I want it to point, is starting to blister. So yeah, we're going to have to do chassis rails on it, I think. Right, let's try and get this one started up. So it started up fine again. It's only got 58,000 miles, this one as well. So, pulley. It's easy to see the pulley on this one, that bottom pulley. Running nice and true. Like I say, it's worth checking them on every version, not just short nose crank versions. Somewhere else on Mark II is back of the boot lid one, and then plate lights. You can see it's all gone there, so this will need a replacement boot lid. And another nice bit about the Jasper Conran, there's all red carpet in there. Checked all the other carpets, they all look good. So yeah, so they're definitely cars we'd like to try and get hold of. It just depends on the price. So I shall have a conversation with the owner now, and maybe in future videos we'll see if we manage to get hold of these or not. Thanks for watching. Take care.